Morning. So there's a lot going on at school these days, and a lot of talk about what's going on. A lot of talk that maybe is unfounded, and even a bit of gossip going on. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about communication and language this morning. Coincidentally, we're dealing with language in my AP psychology class. And recently we were reflecting on just the physical process of language. And if you think about it, it's really crazily amazing. What happens is, of course, that we have this air in our lungs, and our blood takes the oxygen out and replaces it with the carbon dioxide, and then we breathe that air out. And in the process of breathing it out, if we do want to say something, we simply contract or expand our vocal cords, and we shape that air with our tongue, and that air that's expelled from us creates a disturbance in the air. It creates waves, like waves on an ocean, and those waves hit your ear, vibrate your eardrum, and turn into really what are essentially electric impulses in your cochlea, or neural impulses. And those are processed by your temporal lobe and then move into your frontal cortex, where you understand what I've said, so that you literally understand in your frontal cortex what was in my frontal cortex through this physical process. Really, when you reflect on it that way, it does seem miraculous. It is miraculous. But what maybe is even more miraculous is that the words that we form, that we communicate to one another, can create either a sense of well-being, or can depress and sadden us. So the words have power. And if you think about the power of words, you only have to think about a time when someone said something that was critical or judgmental about you, about your appearance, about your intelligence, and all of us can bring something like that to mind. And you can think about how that makes you feel. Not very good. But don't stay there. Think about also a time when someone has said something very complimentary, something that has made us feel really good. And you think of how those positive comments can really change the way we feel about life, sometimes for days at a time. So there is a miraculous power in the words that we share with one another. And not surprisingly, the spiritual traditions, the great spiritual traditions, have all made some kind of comment on this. If you think about the Jewish tradition, for instance, the story of creation, it shows how important the word is, because God created the world through the word. God spoke and the world came into being. I have a couple of things from this book that I've been reading, Think Like a Monk, about some of the other things that have been said by various traditions. The Bhagavad Gita, which is a Hindu scripture, refers to the austerity of speech, saying that we should only speak words that are truthful, beneficial to all, pleasing, and that don't agitate the minds of others. The Vaka Sutra, which is an early Buddhist scripture, offers similar wisdom, defining a well-spoken statement as one that is spoken at the right time, spoken in truth, spoken affectionately, spoken beneficially, and spoken with a mind of goodwill. And of course, in the Christian tradition, we know one of Jesus' wisdom sayings was that it's not so important what goes into your mouth, but really it's important what comes out of your mouth. So my point today, of course, is that words are powerful, that words are what bind us together, and that our use of words can really build other people up or bring other people down. So of course, words always start here with the way that we feel, and here in our frontal cortex, the thoughts that we have and that we want to express. But remember, when they come out here, we can't bring them back. Once a word is spoken, we can't take it back. So speak well of each other and to each other, and may God grant us all pleasing and wonderful words, spoken and heard, over the next day and in the days to come. And have a wonderful week.
Words can build you up, words can break you down, start a fire in your heart, or